morning, I'm Ron Kaplan from the New England Restaurant Expose, and we're coming to you live on foodjunkies.com. Today we have a very special guest, Maria from onlythefinestitaliancookies.com. Morning, Maria.
Morning, Ron. Ciao, tutti. So nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. So tell us about Only the Finest Italian Cookies.
I would love to. So Only the Finest Italian Cookies was my mom's business, Anne Louise Ronci, and for many a store in Cranston on Park Avenue, right across from Marchetti's restaurant, where she had a very, very loyal clientele. She made a huge variety of Italian cookies, pizzella, wandi, all kind of Italian specialties. She was on the menu at the Biltmore, Kirkbride Country Club, Ocean Cliff in Newport, all the best wedding venues. And she was so very proud of her business. She was featured in the Providence Journal many times. It was her passion. It was her love. In 2016, June of 2016, she was diagnosed with glioblastoma, which is a very unfortunate brain cancer. Very sad outlook. And 4 months later, we lost her. And it was heartbreaking, of course, for anyone who loses a parent. But to see someone who was the most capable person in your life all of a sudden not remember how to bake, not able to put a sentence together, it was heartbreaking. And so we lost her in October of 2016. Shortly afterward, I had a conversation with my husband, and I said, I really think I need to keep Mom's business going. She had wedding deposits for weddings that were coming up in the following year. She had cookies to bake for different occasions. And I said, I have to try. And he looked at me like I was bananas, because at the time I was working 2 jobs, and I still am teaching in Attleboro, and I had a church job. So I was basically working 7 days a week already, but my gut feeling was that I had to give this a shot. And my mom, when she was in her right mind, would always say to me, don't let anything happen to my business. You better keep it going. And I'd be like, yeah, sure. But I knew I had to try. So we did. Even though my husband thought I was crazy, he supported me 110% and came on board to make all the wandi. So he is Captain Wandi, or Wandini, to his closest friends. I have wonderful friends and family members who also pitched in to help. And we just did it. We learned as we went. I had always worked with my mom on the serving end, serving as a barista for her weddings when she did espresso bars and serving the cookies. But the baking was really her department. And even when she had people coming in to help her, no one ever baked with her. They would decorate, but she did all the baking. So it was really a learning process for me. And one of the first customers I baked for was a loyal customer of my mom's. And I told her, you really need to be honest with me and tell me how the cookies were. Okay. And she was. She said they were good, but your mom's had more flavor. So back to the drawing board we went, and we baked and we experimented, and we kept her recipes as they were, but just put a little extra effort in and had to try to amp up the flavor.
So you had all the recipes?
I did, yes. Luckily, we had all of her recipes, and that was basically all we had to go by, recipes and what we could remember of what she did, all the pictures, because she had a billion pictures and stories and interpretations of what she did. So the second time I baked for this woman, I said, okay, now tell me again, how are they? And she said, they're better than your mom's. So I knew I was on the right path. So thank the Lord, the reviews have been very good. We're very well known. And the great thing about our cookie trays is that there's a huge variety of cookies. There are wonderful, outstanding Italian bakeries in Rhode Island that do fantastic specialties. And they make cookies, but they don't always do the variety, because there's a lot of effort that goes into making cookies. Each cookie should be individual. It should be its own dough with its own flavorings. And a lot of bakeries, I find, will take one dough and manipulate it 5 or 6 different ways. They'll add a color or a chocolate, so we don't do that. In all of our trays, there's at least 25 different kinds of cookies. They're all made from their own individual doughs. We bake to order. We do not freeze our cookies in advance. The cookies are all frosted or dipped or iced in completely different icings. So when you look at a tray, you know that each cookie is an actual individual flavor set aside from other ones. And of course, we do all the Italian favorites: prune, fig, which is cuccidati. We do the pignoli. We do butter balls. We do bourbon balls. We do the rainbow cookies, which are really popular. And it's a joy to bake. I had no idea how hard it really was, how hard my mom worked until I started doing it myself. But I enjoy it, and it's such a change from my day job that it really is. It's a lifestyle, and it's become a love.
So no formal training. All your training came from working with your mom.
No, and that's held me up a couple of times when I see girls with bakeries, and I know that they've gone to Johnson & Wales and they've done extensive culinary training. But my advantage is that I'm Italian, and Italian American cooking is so individual and so much a part of your family traditions, where your ancestors came from, what part of Italy you're from. There are so many ways to do Italian cooking, and what we're trying to produce is an authentic Italian American product. When someone says to me, "Oh, this cookie tastes just like my grandmother's, and my mother used to make these. When I ate it, I got tears in my eyes because I haven't had one in so many years, and I lost her, and it was so great to have them." That to me is the highest form of praise. And not trying to make a gourmet product, not trying to make a vegan, or we're looking for an authentic Italian product. And so our motto, there's nothing in life like a cookie. My mom always felt that baking was the way to someone's heart. Cookies are such an individual experience, and it brings joy. And when do you have cookies? You have them at happy times. You have them at celebrations. You have them at weddings and first communions. Holidays, of course. And I've had a lot of people contact me for sympathy gifts or cookies for a collation. And it's comforting. It's comforting to have that familiar product and to keep that tradition going.
All right, we're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to get into the cookies and how people get the cookies.
Fantastic.
All right.
Go buy the Cucina di Cafarina pasta sauce. It's better than your mama's gravy. I'm just telling you that right now. Go ahead and fight me on it. 5.0. You're not going to get a better sauce out of the jar from a store than Cucina di Cafarina.
Okay, I'm Ron Kaplan. We're back with Maria from Only the Finest Italian Cookies. Okay, Maria, so how do we get your cookies? You told me you don't have a storefront.
No, we do not. We bake in a shared facility, and we make arrangements for shipping, delivery, or pickup. So during the pandemic, we have been delivering for free throughout Rhode Island. We've gone all the way from Chepachet to Newport. If you would like the cookies shipped, we do ship around the country. So to ship the cookies, it's easiest to order them on our website, where you can see what's being offered, and you can get an idea of the shipping costs. So we do send out emails periodically to our customers. We do promo codes occasionally. So of course, being the age that I am, I love when people call me and they want to talk and ask questions. And it's very easy to make arrangements for pickup or delivery, especially being in Rhode Island where nothing is too far.
What about the lead times?
It's best to have, for a small order, even for, a 1 pound tray, I like to have 5 to 7 days notice, because like I said, we bake to order, and I don't pull cookies out of a freezer to bring them to you. So I'm going to be baking. And since this is a part-time business for us, we bake nights and weekends. So it's best to give us 5 to 7 days notice. If you are having a large affair, such as a wedding, it's best to let us know even a month in advance. So as we plan our baking schedule and try to schedule our time at the kitchen. I did have a gentleman contact me for his daughter's wedding, and he gave me a week's notice, but I can't say no, and we made it happen. But I appreciate.
Will you actually go to the wedding and keep the product going and coming out of the kitchen and such?
Yes. So what we offer for a wedding, we offer a variety of cookie displays. And this can be done for small weddings of 20 people right up to 200. We have a variety of displays. The grand display is what you're looking at right now. It's 7 plexiglass tiers loaded with cookies, and we bring pizzella and wandi as well. And what I'd like to do with a wedding is set aside a box of cookies for the bride and groom, because they are busy and they don't get to enjoy dessert the way they should. So for a lot of couples, it's their breakfast the next day. And I attend to the display throughout the dessert hour. So I will set up the skeleton of the display before dinner, usually during cocktail hour. And as people are having dinner, I put the cookies out. So everything is absolutely fresh. Even the biscotti are sliced on site. So everything is being put out just before people are about to eat it. So I feel that this kind of sets us apart from a lot of bakeries that bring cupcakes and cake pops and they leave them out there for hours before they're even touched. And they're not there like we are. So when desserts are left behind, it just kills me. When any food is left wasted, I hate to see waste. So I stay with the display throughout the evening. I replenish it so it always looks full. And then as the evening is winding down, I start bagging up the cookies in cellophane bags, which we provide, and I leave them at the exit. So guests are taking them as they leave. So it almost serves like an extra favor for your event. And it doesn't have to be weddings. We've done this display for baptisms and first communions and family parties. And the smaller display is just as fun. We always theme the table to the whatever your wedding decor is and your colors. We will make sure we have complimentary icings and table linens to make the table as beautiful to look at as it is to eat. We also offer an espresso bar where we serve illy coffee, which is the finest Italian espresso and cappuccino. We will put out a drinks menu. We make a mochaccino, which is half cappuccino, half hot cocoa. Top it with whipped cream if you like. We do a sugared vanilla latte. In the fall, we were doing a pumpkin spice latte, and we're developing some new drinks for the spring. And we also offer a cold brew. Illy makes a beautiful, very, very mellow cold brew. So it's another option for your wedding or a party.
So you actually bring the coffee, the espresso, the machine.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we have beautiful Simonelli machines that have their own water reservoir, which makes them very easy to tote around. So each coffee takes about 30 seconds from start to finish to brew.
Great.
Very classy way to end the evening.
And you do backyard parties, anything?
We do backyard parties as well, yes. We will go pretty much anywhere. We work all over Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. Last year, when the pandemic hit, a lot of our big parties, of course, were canceled or postponed. There were some weddings that went ahead on a smaller scale, so we just kind of regrouped and we offered cookies in individual servings, which you showed one of the boxes that we offered. It held about 8 to 9 cookies. We also started doing charcuterie boxes like the one that you see here. This was our St. Joseph's Day box. Excuse me, and it featured some Sicilian favorites in honor of my dad, who's a Joe, and my brother and nephew, who are also Joes. The individual packs were really safe and easy for people to put out. This is for a wedding that we did in the fall down at Nilo. And it kind of serves as a dessert for your occasion and a favor. So it's kind of like you're hitting 2 in 1. We did another small backyard wedding at Halloween, and the cookies were the centerpiece for the table. So we did a combination wandi and cookie tray, and they were super pretty.
The famous wandis?
The wandi, yes. And it was, I thought, wandi is such a conversation starter. I always thought that wandi, they were only called wandi by Rhode Islanders, and that is not the case. Apparently, that's what they're known as in Naples and different parts of Italy. Again, such a regional specialty. Wandi, called chiacchierare in different parts of Italy because of the chattering that they make when they're in the oil. And you typically see them come out in Italy during Carnival. It's a street fair, a street food that's served in Venice. And then I heard that Wandi were also a dipper for sanguinaccio, which is a chocolate pudding made from pig's blood.
Really?
Yes, it is. So, I mean, I love to learn about different things. And when someone approaches me and asks questions and they say, well, in my family, we call it this, and we use this kind of extract and we do this kind of flavoring. To me, it's fascinating. And I always ask a lot of questions. I did have someone once told me, oh, real Italians don't use flavoring in their Wandi. And I haven't found that to be true, but it's always interesting to hear how people interpret different desserts. I have some friends who say to me, I'm doing my own baking for Christmas. I'm not going to order. I'm doing and I say, why apologize? It's a wonderful tradition and you want to keep it going. And you know what? Make sure you have your children and your grandchildren in the kitchen when you're doing it so that the tradition continues. Being a part of the food industry now has made me kind of appreciate my Italian-American roots. And I'm just so what that I never asked more questions of my mom and my grandmother, when they were alive. Where did we come from? What were the traditions that you had when you were a child? So if you are lucky enough to have your elders around, start asking questions and write it down and make sure you continue it with your children.
Good advice.
It's wonderful to see Italian-American traditions continue it. And there seems to be a resurgence of people who are really proud of their Italian roots and are bringing it to the forefront. So keep it going.
Good. What do we have here?
Okay, so we make a peach cookie, which you see pictured in the middle, called pesche dolce, which is a Italian specialty. You see them at a lot of weddings. And again, being Italy, it can be filled with a lot of different things. Some people use jam, some people use a cream filling, some people even use a chocolate filling. So we do a peach jam, and it was such a popular cookie that I decided to experiment a little bit and see if we could expand it into different fruits. So this is biscotti alla frutta tray, which just premiered last week, already getting some hits on our Instagram and Facebook. So there's pear, there's plum, cherry, lemon, lime, orange. They're all filled with individual jams or curds. They're rolled in liquor. I have lime rum. I found plum liquor. I found all kind of and then they are covered with sugar. They are so pretty and so delicious. So I love to experiment with recipes to see what works. We also do cannoli. This was something new we added last year. And I saw pictures on Instagram of a bakery in Sicily that was making flavored shells, pistachio, strawberry, orange, lemon. And they were absolutely breathtaking. And when I contacted them to see if they would ship them to me, they were still awaiting FDA approval. So being impatient, I decided to try it myself. So we experimented, tried different things, and we hit it. So we make pistachio and strawberry shells. That is not food coloring. That's actual strawberry and pistachio flavor. They're very, very good. And we do a cannoli station. Of course, you can buy the cannoli in advance, but the problem with cannoli, when it sits around too long, it's going to get soggy. So we offer a station where you can have your guests come up to our table. They pick the shell, they pick the cream, and they pick the topping, and they are filled on site. We've been doing this just since last year. It's such a hit. You certainly don't have to be Italian to enjoy a cannoli or a cookie for that matter. And if you want to try one of those cannoli, you can always find us at Providence Flea, where we are about once a month. We'll be there next Sunday, May 9th, and we fill cannoli on site. And of course, we offer different cookies and Wandi and pizzella as well.
And gift certificates? Can I get gift certificates?
Yes, of course you can. We're always happy to help people out.
Okay. So to wrap this up, if I'm having a wedding, call you up, discuss what we want to do, and give some notice. Yes.
And I'm happy to offer a complimentary tasting tray to anyone who is thinking of ordering our products for the wedding. The cookies speak for themselves, and I'm happy to do that for anyone who is interested. You can find us on Wedding Wire if you're looking for reviews and pictures of weddings that we've done. Of course, we're on Instagram and Facebook. I love to talk to people. I love talking weddings. I'm so happy that my couples are able to finally start planning the weddings that they want. And we are happy to offer a discount if you bundle coffee and cookie services. So we try to make it as easy as possible. Weddings can get very expensive very quickly. And if you want cookies, we're going to help you make it happen.
And let me ask you a question now. With a lot of people doing weddings, because over the last year has been a lot have been canceled, and a lot of people are doing them on Thursday nights or on, of course, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. But during the week weddings, are you able to do anything like that?
I can always work it out, and I have a great team of baristas who are willing to work as well. My daughter helps me when she's home from college. I would have never gotten through Christmas if I didn't have my Mia. She kept all my orders straight when it was absolutely crazy. My nephew Ronnie is one of my baristas. Of course, my husband, Captain Wandy, making all the Wandy. My friends who are more like family, Kathy and Chris Mancini and Denise Mancini, they're always willing to jump in and help out. So we have a team of people who can definitely meet your needs whenever you need us.
So it's a family and friends affair.
Yes, and isn't that the best way to go? And it's a true Italian-American thing when it's your friends who are like family, or, your family, and you can yell at each other, and, it's all good.
Good. Anything else you want to tell our viewers today?
You don't have to be Italian to enjoy a good cookie. I invite you to try our cookies, Wandy, Pizzella, Cannoli. Think about us for your next party. There are lots of different vendors out there that you can have when you're having a wedding. To me, it's a real honor to be a part of your family's biggest and happiest occasions. So I always feel privileged to be a part of it, and that people feel that we are, that they want us to be there and make their guests happy. So I promise that you will not be disappointed.
Well, the nice thing too with you is you can do the whole dessert experience, including the cappuccino, the espresso, the coffee, all of that, and it's a great thing you're doing. Thank you.
I'm happy to do it. I'm glad that we took this on and made it happen. There are a lot of ways you can go with a wedding, but it's just so classy to have Italian cookies and espresso at your wedding. So.
Are you getting booked up for the summer now?
We are. It's so nice to be getting the phone calls, and girls are saying, we're doing it, we're going ahead. And, we'll be at Ocean Cliff in a couple of weeks. We'll be at Hotel Providence, and then we'll be at Kirkbrake Country Club, all our favorite places. It's wonderful to see our friends again. The staff at these places, they're just so wonderful. And I'm so glad that the couples who have been waiting to get married can finally have the parties that they've been wanting to have. So we're very aware of COVID guidelines. We're all masked, we're gloved, we're following all the regulations. So now that standing bar service is going to be allowed again, your guests can come directly to us for their cappuccino and espresso.
That's great. Well, if you're having an affair, a wedding, a collation, a party, a backyard party, christening, anything, bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah, give Maria a call at onlythefinestitaliancookies.com. Maria, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you. Grazie. Mille grazie, Ron. We appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.